What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, January 16th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comment section who your favorite plays are, who are your least favorite plays. If you have any questions about today's slate, let me know in the comments. And finally, I got to give a shout out to BetMGM. They are the sponsor of this video. If you are interested in 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, along with up to $1,000 in bet insurance, you cannot get a better deal than the link in the description. Click it, head on over, make that deposit. Now, we're going to round out the bottom of my top 10 with Mike Conley, Torrey Craig, RJ Barrett, Tyler Hero, and DeJounte Murray on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I'm going to Mitchell Robinson. He's center eligible, 6,300, projected for 33.5. The goal's 41.5. He's in the optimal lineup 19% of the time. We know what he's doing now. The fouls have tapered, and he just plays a ton. He plays normal starter center minutes. I got him in for 32. He can play upwards of 36, 38 on days where he's legit in no foul trouble, and Tibbs is just letting them go crazy. He's a slightly north of 1 fantasy point per minute guy. It's mostly rebounds and stocks, so we're talking 9 points, 12 boards, an assist, 3 stocks. This is a pace down spot against Toronto, but I think this spot is pretty good for Mitchell Robinson. Should be able to own the boards in this one. I'm just very happy to get there because the minutes are ultra consistent, and anytime that you can get a guy with big stock potential on FanDuel, you know that on the outlier day, he's going to get most of the way there just from the stocks. At number 4, I go to Minnesota for DAngelo Russell. He's point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,500, projected for 34.5. The goal's 42.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. 34 minutes for Russell here. We've got a Q tags on both Edwards and Gobert and Taurean Prince, so a lot up in the air for this Minnesota matchup, but Russell seems to just be there. He's around a fantasy point per minute guy with no Karl Anthony Towns on the floor, 24% usage, 19 real points, 3.5 boards, 6 assists, stock and a half, pace up spot against a not good Utah defense. All signs point to this being a really fantastic opportunity for Minnesota. We will be talking about Minnesota more during this video, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's DraftKings. I'm not sure off the top of my head any longer. In at number 3, we've got Andrew Nembhard, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 5,700, projected for 28.5. The goal is 38.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. Nembhard stepping into that starting role with no Tyrese Halliburton. And when I say into that starting role, I mean the role of running the team, because he is a different guy when Halliburton and TJ McConnell aren't on the floor. 34 minutes for Nembhard, but gets a monstrous assist rate bump. It's only 16% usage, which is a bump for him in general. 11 points, 6.5 assists, 4.5 rebounds, and a stock and a half. He goes from being a not all that great per minute guy to a passable guy. I got him in at 0.84 fantasy points per minute on FanDuel today. It's pace neutral against Milwaukee. The only downside is that they are 10-point dogs. If it stays competitive, you're getting mid-30s in minutes for the guy that's basically going to be running everything for the Pacers. In at number 2, we've got Anthony Edwards, shooting guard, small forward eligible, 8,400, projected for 43. The goal is 52. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. Edwards is permanently questionable as of late, but I assume that he is going to be in, and he just has a massive usage rate without Towns around. 36 minutes here for Edwards, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. Again, as I mentioned before, I told you we were going to see another Minnesota guy. It's a pace-up spot against Utah, and the Utah defense isn't very good. 29% usage for Edwards, 25 real points, 6 boards, 5 assists, and 2 stocks. He can fill out the stat sheet. If he's in the right mood, this could be a monster day for Edwards. If he's not, then it could be 4 for 24 from the field. But the variance for Edwards is so big that I want him on those. The possibility of him just nuking a slate is out there for you. Today feels like one of those days. Now, before we get to the number 1 contender, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You got to follow me on Twitter @Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comment section who your favorite plays are, and then sign up at BetMGM using the link in the description. I know this sounds insane, but your number one contender for today is Gabe Vincent. He's point guard, shooting guard eligible, 5K, projected for 25. The goal is 35. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. 36 minutes for Vincent. We're not going to have Kyle Lowry here. He's just going to play a ton. 0.7 fantasy points per minute when he's alongside the Butlers and Heroes and Bams of the world. Look, it's not fun, but it's a playing time thing. It's a pace-up spot against Atlanta, which helps. And they're 1.5-point favorites, which means this one should be ultra competitive. And I think that we just get a ton of Gabe Vincent in that scenario. 15% usage, 12.5 points, 3.5 boards, 4 assists, and a stock and a half. It's a very pedestrian stat line, but we're trying to grab somebody for playing time here, and that's what we're getting. We don't have a ton of just raw value on this slate as of right now. Maybe that opens up in a little bit. We shall see. But for now, Gabe Vincent's starting point guard minutes are the most interesting thing to me. That's who I want as my number one contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, January 16th. DraftKings version's around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Or this afternoon, I guess. Win some money. We'll be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.